Hello guys, welcome back to our Dark Souls 3 walkthrough for Elden Ring players. And today we're going to go ahead and get started right away because this is a longer area. But before we do that, I'm going to let you guys look at the current stats I have. Just so that you can compare to your current stats. And we are going to go ahead and take off. So starting off from where we left off, this is a new area. It's called the Crucifixion Woods. And we're gonna find a few new enemies here in the Crucifixion Woods. The first one being the Lycanthrope enemies. You'll find them, they have crucifixes on their backs, so they blend in well with their environment. Just be aware that they can be hiding here in plain sight, and they won't have to scare you. They're not a particularly hard enemy. They do have a lot of poise once they start their combo attacks. So just try to attack them after they do a few of their combos, and you will keep them staggered. These enemies are also very likely to drop Titanite shards, which are the materials needed to upgrade your weapons. So if you want to farm them back and forth between here and the Bonfire, it could be a good idea if you are struggling with weapon damage. There you go. In addition to them, you'll find a lot of these like mushroom crabs. And they're not particularly dangerous. They just can be kind of annoying, especially in large groups, because they could spit out this fog of poison and do consistent poison damage on you. Now, up ahead here, we're going to face our first Dark Knight. They could be kind of intimidating. They're pretty hard to fight head on. So what I like to do is I like to roll around them and get a backstab in. That could also be kind of difficult. So if you have to settle for a single light attack on them after you roll, you could settle for that. But they, in addition to fighting them, they can drop their weapon and their armor. So if you're willing to farm them, you can go ahead and farm them for their gear as well, which actually is pretty decent gear. It's viable all the way to the end game. There's that backstab and a heavy attack as he's rising. So if you're lucky enough to get any of their gear, I would go ahead and slot it on right away because it's actually really good gear. Other than that, up ahead we're gonna get the Sellsword set. And the Sellsword Twinblades. Now this is another one of the weapons that are paired, so you could dual wield them. I don't have enough dexterity on this character to wield them efficiently, but if you want a faster weapon that you can dual wield, this is actually a really good weapon set here. Unfortunately, I'm not going to go ahead and equip it because I don't have the required stats, but they are actually a really good weapon all the way up to endgame as well. Now, farther on ahead, we get to a dead end, and we find the Faron coal. Now, what you do with these coals that you find, you take them back to the blacksmith, and the blacksmith will be able to infuse your weapons in a different variety of elements. In addition to being able to infuse your weapons to change their current stats to reflect better for different types of builds. Alright, so we're gonna start going into this swampy area. This swampy area has two giant crabs. And what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to lure one towards me. I don't want to fight this crab down here in the deeper water because it slows me down and it's a harder fight if I fight him in the deeper water. So try to lure him out to this shallower water. and just try to stay to the edges of their claws. Don't face them head on, just try to stay behind them or to their side, and definitely avoid their grab attack. These enemies can stagger just like that. Once they stagger, you could riposte them, and it makes for an easy death on them. Now, I killed this first one because he drops the Great Swamp Ring. That Great Swamp Ring increases pyromancy damage, so if you're trying to make a pyromancer build, that's a very good ring to have. We're gonna go ahead and backtrack a little to grab some items that we missed earlier. Now, you find a lot of guys with stakes in this level, and they're not particularly hard. They're pretty slow moving, but they have a charge attack that could take you off guard if you're not expecting them. So you can block them fairly easily head on and just backstab them. Alright, farther up ahead, we're gonna find a few more items. These little crabs are not really dangerous, but they can be kind of annoying. So you can kill them if you want. They don't give you a large amount of souls regardless. This is that slow moving area that I didn't want to fight that crab in. And you'll find the Conjurator set. Alright, so now what you're seeing is you're seeing me get invaded by Invading NPC. I'm gonna try to lure him out to the shallow end again. And remember, the invading NPCs do not appear unless you are in an embered state, which I am right now. So that's why he was able to appear. If you are not embered, you can avoid him altogether. But I would recommend fighting him because he drops weapon, that weapon that he currently has, and he drops the helm that he's also has on right now. Just be careful that he also has melee and he has sorceries. As well as the ability heal, so I think he has 2 healing flasks. But he's fairly easy to stagger, just like you see here. And that's it. That Heisel pick that he dropped, it doubles as a melee weapon and as a staff if you want to go for a staff sorcery build, a melee build. But it doesn't scale so well, so I would not recommend it unless you really want a melee weapon as well as a staff. Alright, moving on ahead. We are gonna fight this giant crab as well, just to clear the way here a little. Watch out when his mouth bubbles. That's his grab attack, so you don't want to get grabbed there. There's that stagger and the riposte for the kill. Alright, so over here we're gonna find a pretty interesting shield. The Grass Crest shield. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Now, comparing it to my Knight shield, the Grass Crest shield only has 89% physical damage resistance. It is a medium shield with a parry attack, but it has a little hidden modifier. If you read it, it says the Grass Crest shield is lightly imbued with magic, which slightly speeds stamina recovery. So it has a similar ability than the Coloranthi ring. If you go ahead and equip it, you'll find that your stamina recovers quicker than before. And that effect lasts even though you're double-handing your weapon and you have it on your back. So as long as you could see the item on your person, then you should be receiving that stamina boost. We're gonna go ahead and keep it on for now, just to help us out with stamina recovery here in the early levels. Alright, so we also recovered the Fallen Knight set, which has really good starting off stats if you are looking for a decent set of armor. And some green blossoms. Now we're gonna enter this little cave area here. To the right of this hallway, there's gonna be a lycanthrope. Just be aware so that he doesn't surprise you. And he's no different than the other lycanthropes, so just keep your distance and attack after he finishes his attack, and you should be able to keep him staggered. There's that Titanite shard that he can drop. Let's kill this little guy so he doesn't get annoying. And in addition to the lycanthrope, we are going to find the Sage Ring, which boosts the cast time for your spells. And the Sorcerer set. So now you have some decent items just in case you are trying to gear your character towards a sorcery build. And we are gonna start heading towards our first bonfire here. Watch out with these guys, they could surprise attack you. But they're fairly easy to deal with. Alright, from here, we're gonna head off in this direction to pick up a Titanite shard. And we're gonna go to this area to pick up a second Titanite shard. And there is that poison gas attack that these guys could do. Alright, we are running low on Estus flasks, but the good thing is the bonfire is right around the corner. We can go ahead and rest from here. Alright, after we have rested, we're going to go ahead and head off towards this direction. Now, the game wants us to go in this direction here, but before we go there, we are going to head around. And we are going to find our first summonable NPC. This is actually the guy that tried to kill us earlier, but after we've joined his covenant, you can now summon him as a friendly NPC. And again, you can only summon him if you are in the embered state. You will not be able to see his call sign if you are not embered. If you need that additional help to deal with all these other enemies, you could go ahead and summon him. Otherwise, you could continue forward if you think you are doing fairly well. We are going to continue off this small cliff here to grab the next Estus shard. And over here by this bonfire, there are 2 lycanthropes. So be careful, just try to fight one of them at a time. We'll start with this one. There's the first one. And the second one is right over there. And fairly easily, as long as you know how to avoid their attacks. Alright, and now we're gonna head in this direction here. Alright, now we're gonna head towards those stairs over there. And we're gonna run over there because a giant crab is right around the corner and he is gonna try to grab us. So before that happens, we're gonna run over to these stairs and climb up. Alright, so our next enemy is right across this doorway. And you want to go ahead and kill him quickly and go across that archway because there is a crystal lizard on the other side. And you want to get that crystal lizard before it disappears. So as soon as we go in here, we can attack this crystal lizard. And we will receive a crystal gem. Alright, now we're going to head back in this direction. Be careful with the wizard enemy that's upstairs. He can cast ranged weapons while the shielded spear enemy attacks you at melee range. So what I would try to do is I would try to lure the shielded enemy down towards this location where the wizard can't get us. On his own, he's fairly easy to handle. Alright, we're going to continue upstairs. And we are going to drop down right here to this ledge for an additional hidden item, which is a Ring of Sacrifice. Alright, so before we continue to the boss area, we are going to head down in this direction. And pick up the golden Falcon shield. It's another medium shield which has decent stats. Alright, now up ahead here, you're gonna find 2 NPC enemies. These are not invading enemies like that previous enemy. But because they are grouped together, they can be kind of dangerous. So what I like to do is I like to attack them with our pyromancy. And I like to lure them in one by one. So I'm going to go ahead and use my ranged weapon to lure the first one in. Now this clubbed enemy, he has the ability to heal. So once he starts running low on health, he's gonna try to heal himself, and you should take advantage when he goes on one knee, so that you can make sure and punish him for trying to heal. And I'll show you, he tries to do this miracle where he goes down on one knee. It's very, very easy to recognize it. There it is. He's gonna try to heal right now. And it's easy to backstab. There we go. Now we only have one enemy, and we could go ahead and just get close to him. This enemy is a little bit easier than the last enemy, but I would be careful with his special attack. If you bait that attack, it's easy to punish him. Just do a running light attack and you'll be able to get a few decent hits. I don't believe this enemy heals at all, so in a way he's easier than that last clubbed enemy. Just maintain your spacing and you should be fairly well off. He does drop his exiled greatsword, which is a really great curved greatsword. I don't have the stats to wield it either, but it is a really good weapon, and it scales really well towards the end game as well. So after we defeated those enemies, we are gonna head down in this direction. And we are gonna head down these stairs, but before we do, we're gonna pick up a few items here. 2 homeward bones. And I think that's it, yeah. So we're gonna go down these stairways into another area. Now, we're not going to continue down this area for a while now. We just want to unlock this checkpoint to backtrack whenever we need to. Alright, and I believe this area is called Faron Woods. Faron Keep. But we are not going to go down this area. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to level up my intelligence stat 1 point. So we're going to meet an NPC farther up ahead that requires us to have at least 10 intelligence to continue his storyline. So I'm just going to go ahead and invest 1 point in intelligence so that we could acquire that NPC's help. So I will see you back in a little bit after I return from the Firelink Shrine. If you have not spent all of your souls, go ahead and try to spend them off right now so that you could be ready to take on the boss. Alright, so as I said earlier, if you require help with the boss, you could summon this enemy and he will work as with you as an ally. Otherwise, you could go ahead and try to take him on your own. He's actually not too hard of a boss. That wizard enemy could be quite annoying, so make sure and take him on. First, along with that lantern guy, you saw that I tried to take out the lantern dude first, because if he aggroes, then he does a shriek that aggroes all of these other enemies at the same time, which you don't want happening. The Heretic Staff. Now, this Heretic Staff is actually a really good staff. It's one of the best staffs in the game. It scales really well from levels 40 to, I believe, 60. So if you're trying to keep a character with intelligence level 40 through 60, this is your best staff in the game. If you're gonna go above intelligence 60, then there are better staffs. Watch out with this hidden character here. And in this occasion, we're gonna jump down right here and go around the corner where we will meet our new NPC. This guy is gonna act as our sorceries vendor.
Well, this is unexpected. I don't often have visitors. What do you want? This is my study that you've happened upon. If you haven't any business, I've reading to get back to. How intriguing. Very well. Indeed, I am a sorcerer, with plenty to share. However, what champion demands service without recompense? Clearly, you're not that sort of man. So you will make me a promise that in exchange for my teaching, you will bring me knowledge in the form of scrolls detailing sorcery's secrets. Well, can you assure me of this? Very well. You're no fool. I take it you understand the weight of a promise. I am Orbeck of Vinheim, unkindled one. I shall teach you sorceries. We will learn together. It shall be like our very own school.
Alright, and with that, we have acquired a sorceries vendor. Now, the boss is not too far off from this location, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna head down towards this area down here. Well, be careful with this hole. This hole will actually drop you down where we picked up the Sage's Ring and their lycanthrope that's down there. So try not to fall in there, because you will get surprised by that lycanthrope. I like to go around the edges because there is 2 wizard NPCs here that will try to attack you. There they are. They're not too hard at melee range. Alright, so up ahead is the boss of this area. It's the Crystal Sage, and it has 2 phases. The first phase, she will disappear and reappear at a different location, in which you will try to find her really quickly and continue to damage. After about half health, she will also continue to disappear, but she will also put clones of herself, and you have to find the correct clone in order to do damage to her. And the way that you find the correct clone is to find the clone that is shooting out purple magic. The other clones will be shooting out blue magic, and the real Sage will be shooting out purple magic, as you saw right here. Alright, so we're trying to look to see where she's gonna appear. There she is over there. Alright, so from this point forward, she is going to summon multiple clones. And we are going to try to find the clone that has purple damage. Now, all of these clones don't have a lot of health. With a single attack, they will disappear. So if you want to take out a few of them at a time, you can. And I died. Don't worry, we'll run back here. There she is. One more time before she summons clones. And here we go. I would try to take out as many clones as possible before you make your way to her. One more time how to do it. And that is it. Alright, so we've unlocked another area here. We're gonna call it here for today. Thank you for joining us today, and please join us next time.